And as we heard today at the seminar, there's been a recent discovery which has been announced in the Irish Times today about shark spawning grounds. So what's the story there?
I was chief scientist on a survey which was funded by the European Maritime and Fisheries Fund, but also led by INFOMAR, which was a biological survey to explore Ireland's deep seas offshore to study sensitive ecosystems. I was very pleased to announce today at the INFOMAR seminar, which is taking place today in Kinsale, a fantastic discovery made on that. Using an ROV, which is like a submarine robot with high definition cameras on it, we can view what's on the sea floor. And what we saw was amazing, what appeared to be shark habitat or shark nursery. So thousands and thousands of eggs on the sea floor, which are very, very rare. Probably haven't been recorded those numbers before, so this is a very important biological point. And above it, hundreds and hundreds of sharks. Small sharks are called blackmouth cat sharks. Now they're very like a dogfish that you might see.
They're never going to grow big.
They're about that length. They're not a huge species, and they are quite abundant. So the species itself isn't so important, but what is important is that the habitat of sharks there's very little known about the ecology, the biology of sharks, where they spawn, how they lay eggs, when it happens, etc.
But are they commercially fished as food or not?
The species, believe it or not, is not commercially fished in Ireland, but fisheries do exist for it in some other Mediterranean countries. But what's important about this site was it was in a special area of conservation. That's in relation to the National Parks and Wildlife Service. So it's a special protected area. So it's very good that this sensitive ecosystem was within a special area of conservation. It shows us two things: that number one, that the system might be working. That's very good to have these special areas of conservation, and it was also in relation to degraded coral rubble. So a very healthy coral reef was nearby, and broken coral formed a littered the seafloor, and within this very complex 3D structure on the seafloor, which could be identified from INFOMAR maps, were laying the eggs. So the eggs kind of stuck to the surface and it's kind of hid within all the rubble, as it were, probably for protection from the open ocean. Once they hatch after maybe 2 or 3 months, the little baby sharks, which we didn't unfortunately see in the video, might go to the coral reef, or they'll hang out in a nursery type situation and be protected by the coral reef.
So kind of coral reefs create like a shelter for the young.
They're very important for marine biodiversity because they create shelter and refuges for many marine species. You can go there away from predators and hide in amongst it until they're big enough to face the world themselves.
But this discovery was offshore, in deep waters. Yeah?
So it was in about 750 meters we found this. Some evidence of the shark nurseries in Ireland was found with small cases of eggs at about 400 meters, but never at this depth before. So it's approximately 300 to 400 miles offshore in a special area of conservation. And